Is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160, 101.1 FM. So a little history lesson for you. When we started doing school visits here in Indiana in the morning, we were in the other studio, and the very first school visit guests were Dave Grimaldi and Darren Johnston from Penn's Manor. Now, Dave, you're now the Director of Education at Penn's Manor.
Director of Ed, yes, and it's been a while since I've been here because once I moved the position, I didn't come down, so it's nice to be back.
Yeah, when you got too big for us. And Darren, he's the superintendent of the Penn's Manor School District. So see, when you come on here on Indiana in the morning, you're moving up in the world.
We are.
Or something.
Or something is right.
Or something. Dave Grimaldi is indeed with us, Director of Education, the Penn's Manor School District. We are beginning a series of visits with our school directors and administrators from across Indiana County. And you're lead off here, so we want to know what's going on at Penn's Manor for this coming year. Busy times.
It is. It was a busy summer. We've got a lot accomplished over the summer. Some of the things that I'd like to mention is we're in the second year of a renovation project at our high school. So when the students come back here in the fall, they'll see some new things. We put windows in all of our classrooms, new windows in all of our classrooms, which allows students to exit in the need of an emergency. They can exit those windows. Also, air conditioning upgrades to all the classrooms. Last summer, we did the high school gymnasium and the auditorium with air. This year was all the classrooms in the high school with air conditioning. Also, the restrooms have been completely renovated, so the high school students will be pleased when they come back this fall to see all those renovations completed. Some of the other things that we're doing, next week we have a 6th grade orientation coming up and a transition camp for our students and parents. As you know, the 6th grade has moved to the junior senior high school, so one of the things that we do before that first day is to get those 6th graders oriented to that high school environment. It's a big step for them, and it works well. Yeah, it works well for them. So we've done that the last couple of years. Football and band camp are underway. They started on Monday, so the football team is doing their heat acclimation this week. The band is there too. They're sharing both the practice football field and the game turf field at the school, alternating mornings and afternoons. So it's a busy time at Penn's Manor.
Really is. The summer season goes on. Renovations at the stadium over the course of the last couple of years, too. Is everything complete now? There's still work to be done, isn't there?
They just finished up the track. They resurfaced the track this year. That's looking good. So that'll be done. And a little bit of signage at the concession stand and things like that to finish up some minor details there.
Put together a busy summer. It all makes for a busy summer. And here comes the new school year. Now, when's the first day of school?
So our teachers start on the 19th of this month, rather quickly here. I know they're all anxious to get back. Some of them actually been in the last couple of days working in their classrooms. And then the students start on the 21st.
Yeah, wow.
So, yeah.
That's something else. One of the things that has become a very necessary part of every school year, the preparations for emergencies and the security measures that are taken at schools. I know that's been a big upgrade at Penn's Manor the last couple of years.
It sure has. One of the things that I didn't mention this summer, also in the elementary school, the way parents check into our elementary school has changed over the summer. So we renovated our elementary office, the lobby of the elementary office, and added a secure room there. So when parents buzz in, they'll have to go enter the secure room. And the secretary then will have them scan their ID license through the Raptor system, and then they'll be checked into the school. So that has all changed.
And access to the high school, that actually changed last year.
That was last year's project, and it was completed last summer.
Yeah, terrific. All right, let's talk about the education itself. You, of course, with your background with the school district for so many years, talk about the transition for the 6th graders coming from the elementary building into the high school building. What's behind that decision, and how does their day now line out? Is it drastically different now for them being in the new building?
I tell parents this, it's not drastically different for them. Our sixth grade is in a wing by itself, so they're kind of isolated from the rest of the high school, 7 through 12. They operate on a different schedule, so to speak, so they're not in with the masses during the change of classes. They still alternate between just 3 teachers, with some exceptions and some special classes that they have, but and they also still eat lunch at our elementary school. So that sixth grade year is used to kind of ease them into high school life, and it's a smooth transition.
Yeah, well, it's a whole new environment for them, and they must feel like kings of their own islands there in their little wing.
Yeah, either kings of the islands or they're on the bottom rung of the ladder again.
Well, that has to happen for everybody
right.
At some point. In the elementary schools, I know that the elementary school itself has had some really interesting and innovative reading programs in the last few years. When the kids come in here and they read and they recite, it's amazing to me how much they have retained. You've got a really good, strong staff down there that Kristen has going, huh?
We do, and I'm pleased with the progress we made. And we've actually, in the last few years, part of my transition into the new position was to implement the MTSS program, which stands for Multi-Tiered Systems of Support. So our focus has been in grades K through 3, and the focus has been to get all students reading on grade level by grade 3. And through the systems of support, we're able to provide all students with support throughout grades K through 3 to make sure that they achieve that level.
Yeah. In this day and age, is that more difficult, do you think, than it was in past years, past generations?
I think it is because I think for young kids, there are a lot more distractions out there than there was when you and I were growing up.
There are a lot more shortcuts to take nowadays too, aren't there? I mean, you can literally, have your writing done for you by a computer now. You're on your phone. Even kids of that age, there's so much available to them on the phone, and they skip some steps in the development process, or they can. Unless you've got vigilant teachers and then parents at home. It's a real working relationship.
It sure is. And, our teacher professional development is the last few years has been more based on the science of reading. So we're taking those steps necessary to make sure that our kids get what they need to be able to learn to read by 3rd grade.
Yeah.
So.
One of the things, and in fact, there's the Educational Summit is going on today about soft skills. The Indiana County Ready program is getting up and moving now, and in high school, preparing students now for moving on to the next step, whether that be immediate employment or further education or some combination of the two. Indiana County Ready is going to address that. But that's really a part of what you do on the high school level, isn't it? Particularly as they get to their junior and senior years.
It sure is. I mean, that is our focus, is to get kids career ready or college ready by the time they graduate from high school.
Yeah.
So Michelle Dolges and Darren Johnson are down there today getting their heads wrapped around the iReady program.
Yeah, this is going to be something that Indiana County has to embrace because workforce development is what it's all about.
Sure is.
And it can't start by the time you get to college. It has to start earlier than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The STEM programs at Penn's Manor. I know you had an agriculture program that was pretty strong there too, did you not?
Our ag program is really strong. Mr. Hughes does a great job with our ag program. We're actually have an agreement with United School District now, so we're taking students from United. We're also taking students from Blacklick Valley School District.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
I thought that I had read that in a previous school board agenda. That,
Yes.
That your program is so strong that you're able to invite students in from other districts that have that interest, if their districts don't happen to offer that.
Absolutely. We accept students from different districts, and we're glad to host them. Like I said, Mr. Hughes puts a lot of effort into it. Does a lot with our students, gets some exposure, takes them to, out east, eastern Pennsylvania and out of state for different FFA trips, and they get a lot of experience.
I know the business program is pretty strong as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so getting ready for a new school year in the Penns Manor School District. Things looking sharp at the school right now. There's nothing like a freshly varnished gym floor. You know, when you you walk into that gym for the first time, and it's nice and shiny. Oh, I love it. I love it.
We're getting there. Mr. Dalton and his crew are trying to clean up, and when you have 50 construction workers in there making a mess, and then the custodial crew has to clean up after them, it's a daunting task. But I'm sure we'll be there by the time the first day rolls around.
I know you got a good IT guy there too. So
Yeah, he's the best.
yeah. Well, he's one of the family. So sometimes we admit that, and sometimes we don't. Dave Grimaldi, Penn's Manor School District. Thanks for coming in and visiting with us. Good to make your acquaintance again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me this morning.
And you got 2 boys left in the school district.
2 boys left. Yes, Garrett will be a senior, and Grant's a sophomore this year.
Yeah, and what are they playing this year in terms of sports?
Grant is playing football and basketball and maybe some baseball. Garrett is playing basketball and baseball.
Yeah,
So,
and have either of them decided down the road what my career path is going to be, what my educational path is going to be?
No, I keep pushing Garrett. He's one of those ones that doesn't want to make a decision too early, but he's got the rest of the year. He's taking his SATs, and he's in the dual enrollment program, so he's well on his way. He just has to get a direction.
Yeah, and well, older brother Gavin's putting up he's got a pretty high bar there for those guys to get over, right?
Yeah, I guess he's headed to Missouri this year. So
Very
yeah.
good. Hey, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It was nice seeing you.
He is Dave Grimaldi, the Director of Education at the Penn's Manor School District. As they get ready for school, and as we get ready for a school year as well, more school directors and teachers and principals coming from other school districts over the course of the next 2 weeks. That's